Good evening. Welcome to TDOC Talks. I'm Alisha James, the Assistant Commissioner for Community Supervision, and tonight I am so excited to have with us our very own Commissioner, Commissioner Parker. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
All right, thank you for being here. And we are so excited because the Public Safety Act has taken off and it has really become a brand new way of life for us in community supervision and TDOC overall.
Absolutely. The Public Safety Act is really some of the most progressive criminal justice reform that I've seen in my years in corrections, really. It focuses on how we manage offenders strategically. In the past, I think we used to lock people up and throw away the key. That was the mentality, the mindset of people. And this legislation really requires us to look at how we manage the offender. Using the validated risk needs assessment from the very beginning, before the offender comes into our custody, even with the courts, it assesses the offender, it gives the courts information about what programs they need, what options may be available for them to look at sentencing options in the community versus sending someone to a hard bed. And that validated risk needs assessment is key to our prison population because we want to make sure they are in the right programs. It gives them the best opportunities to come back into the public and be successful. And then in community supervision, which you guys, it really touches you in community supervision with those offenders on probation or parole. And to make sure that we have the treatment options they need, again, hopefully they'll be successful in the community and not recidivate and come back. The graduated sanctions, that piece is huge. It gives you in community supervision some options rather than sending an offender back in front of the courts and possibly being revoked for technical violations, maybe a missed payment on a fine or fees, or other technical violations where research shows that we can correct that behavior in the community much cheaper and much more efficient in most cases than you can by sending them back to a hard bed. It makes sense both in the terms of what we do operationally, but it also saves the taxpayers a lot of money.
Absolutely. It's accountability and programming and structure, really building a plan for our offenders. And so we are excited to have it in the community supervision. And of course,
but I just also want to thank you and the people in community supervision for doing all the work that's been accomplished. We started this process. It went live January 2017, and it's been a lot of work led up to this.
Absolutely.
A lot of policies, a lot of late nights, but the people in TDOC pulled together, especially community supervision, to make this happen. And again, I just congratulate you and your team on all the hard work.
Well, thank you very much. The team has worked tirelessly. There's a lot of training going on. Even today, officers are being trained. And so we thank you for your support and your leadership and your guidance. Can you give me a little bit about your opinion about what the DRCs and the CRCs
Absolutely.
Are going to bring?
The DRCs, day reporting centers, is part of this legislation, and it's another tool, basically a very restricted, intense supervision model for the offenders in the community. Judges can look and say, this person has some very serious treatment issues, substance use issues. And I can send them to a day reporting center in the community under the supervision of probation staff, rather than sending them to a hard bed. Again, they still have the family support they need. They have all those options that's available in the community that sometimes we don't have in the prison. So I'm proud of that. I look forward to what the results we'll see in the days to come. I'm excited about the initial results we're seeing at this point. Very positive. And then the CRC, the resource centers, a lot of volunteer services, a lot of programs, a lot of things that will help the offenders that's both returning from a hard bed on parole into the community or those that's on probation. Some community resources there that's available for the offenders to use to help lift them up and get them on the right track, hopefully. And it's not about being soft on offenders. It's about being smart in how we manage the offender population. And it's all about enhancing public safety. Because at the end of the day, these people that's in our communities that don't commit a new crime, that it gets their drug and alcohol issues under control, that we help that have mental health issues, it makes a safer community, and we don't see them back in a heartbeat. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And one thing about the community resource centers, the CRCs, is that we really need our community partners to help us in that effort. We've seen success already in Johnson City, and so we're encouraging our community partners to step in and churches to join us and to partner with TDOC so it can be a success and we can really see that program blossom.
We have thousands of volunteers in our prisons and in the community also. That's one of the, I think it's a new initiative in the community that we're reaching out to volunteer organizations, providing educational services, providing religious services, providing treatment services, all those volunteer resources that's available in the community, bringing them together to help the offenders, but really more importantly than that, to enhance public safety. So I hope to see great volunteer turnouts in the community to help us with this project.
Absolutely. Well, we thank you so much for your time. I know you have a very busy schedule, but we thank you for leading us in this new effort in the Public Safety Act, and it's really reshaping the way we do business. So we just thank you for your leadership and your time and attention to community supervision. And of course, we thank the team. You work very hard, and we understand there's a lot of training going on. Be safe out there when you're on home visits. Remember your tactics, and remember that we're always here if you need anything from us. So, Commissioner, if you want to close us out.
I would just say, I echo what you said.
Yes.
You know, I've been with the department for 34 years, and I'm proud to serve as the commissioner. And again, thank every employee. I thank you all for what you do and for allowing me to be part of this team. We do a great job. I tell everybody, I think we've got the best state agency there is. But it's not because of anything we do in central office, it's because of what the team does across the state. So thank you for all you do, and I look forward to serving in the days to come.
All right. Thank you. Have a good night.